Hey everyone, it's Marina. In this video I'm going to show you how I made this camouflaged studded iPhone 4S case. So if you want to learn how to make it, just keep watching. So first I took an old shirt and I picked a part of the fabric that I liked the best, and I wanted it to be the main part of the back of the phone case. So I took that piece of fabric and I just wrapped it around the phone case that I have, and I took a Sharpie and started outlining the edges of the case so that when I took off the fabric I knew where to cut. So after that was done, I just took off the fabric from the case and took my scissors and started to cut where I drew the lines. First I cut the area so that it was a bit smaller to work with, and then I took the scissors and started to cut directly on the lines that I made. After that's finished, you get a nice little slice of fabric that completely covers the back of the phone. After that, I just trimmed the edges so that it would fit a little bit better. Next, I took skinnier strips of fabric so that I could cut them out and make them the edges of the phone case. I did this for both sides. Okay, so after you're done cutting out all the fabric, you're going to need a glue gun so that you can glue the fabric to the clear phone case. While the gun's warming up, I took the two side strips of fabric, put them on the phone, and took the Sharpie again and just measured out where I wanted to put my studs. So taking the Sharpie, I just made three little dots on both slices of fabric so that it would be even on both sides. These studs are from Etsy, and they're the type that have two prongs in the back which you poke through the fabric and you fold the prongs in on the other side so that they stay in place. Now I just put the studs on where my markings were on the fabric. After that's done, you should have 2 side strips of fabric with 3 studs on both sides that are even. Alright, so now I'm going to glue the side strips on first. So when you're gluing, don't worry about covering the open spaces for volume and for the mute button, because afterwards we're going to take care of that. You're going to hot glue both sides onto the phone case. You also want to glue down any curled edges that you find. Okay, so now I'm measuring the first piece of fabric that I cut out, which was like the main part of the back. So I'm just placing that over, seeing if any edges are too long, and trimming that up, making it accurate. After you're done trimming, just take the glue gun and do the same thing that you did with the sides. Just glue on the outside of the edges and then place the fabric on top. And the reason why I do this fabric last is because it covers the edge between the 2 sides, so it looks really smooth and nice. And there you can see how smooth the edge is now that the fabric has covered up the other edge. Now I'm just taking the glue gun, going along the top and the bottom of the case, curling the fabric around the edges so that it looks really neat. Alright, and this is the tricky part. So, you know how we covered up the camera and we covered up the 2 volumes on the side? Well, now I just took my scissors, I poked a hole through where the camera place was, through the fabric, and I took my glue gun and I actually pushed the glue gun through the hole because it helps to open up the space. And then on the inside, I put a little bit of glue and folded the fabric into the inside so that the whole fabric was clear of the camera and the camera would be able to take pictures of everything without blockage. It also helps to even poke a pen through to open up the space a lot. So for this design, I decided to make it look a little bit layered. So I took the same fabric and I cut like some 1-inch strips of the same camo fabric, and I'm just placing it over the top of the back of the case, and I'm just gluing it to a pattern that I like. And lastly, we can't forget about the volume buttons on the side, so we're going to take the scissors and do the same thing that we did with the camera opening. We're just going to poke a hole through and then glue the inside down so that we have a clear space to use the volume buttons. And after that, you have your own customized snap-on iPhone case. And again, you can do this with any kind of fabric, any kind of studs or anything like that. So I hope this helped, and thanks for watching.